Here's a story of 18 students who were looking for something they could do. All of them were hippie geeks, hoping to learn the skills they needed to pursue. Here's the story of a man named Bouchard who was making shows and segments on his own. He had great skills and high-tech cameras, yet he was all alone. Till one day when his teacher met these students, and they knew that it was much more than a dream, that this crew would somehow form a family. That's the way we all became Rewind 15. Rewind 15. Rewind 15. That's the way we became Rewind 15.
Welcome back, Township.
I'm Allie.
And I'm Kara, and this is your September edition of Monthly Rewind, Season 15. A new year means a new cast for Monthly Rewind. Molly Monar takes us inside the cast of Season 15 and tells us why this group of Rewinders are so special.
School is back in session, and the 2010-2011 school year has lots to offer. From the new senior class to the new incoming freshmen, Washington Township has a fresh start. There are many new changes at our high school, including the new cast of Monthly Rewind Season 15. With 4 returning members and a producer, the rest of this cast is ready to start the year off great. Let's take a look at the new members and the returning members of Monthly Rewind Season 15. I spoke with DJ Mark and Christine Siaco on their thoughts of the new cast of Monthly Rewind Season 15.
What I'm really looking forward to most is getting like the training for as far as all the technical stuff goes, because I really want to go do this in college. This is what I'm looking to do something in probably like sports broadcasting, like play-by-play or an anchor for like ESPN or something. So I figured with this class I could probably get a lot of the training done and then go off to college and they'd go, wow, you already know what you're doing. So
I'm excited to go to all the football games and school dances and get to be at all these great events and film them and to interview and meet new people as I'm doing. Being in Rewind is going to expose me to new clubs and activities because we're going to have to cover them, so we'll get to see what they're really all about.
The producer for Monthly Rewind Season 15 is Carolyn Maynor. I spoke with her on her thoughts and expectations for the new cast of this year.
Well, after being in Rewind last year, I can compare last season to this season, and I feel like there's some really good kids in the group this year, and I feel like we're actually going to be able to put a great show together, and I'm really excited for it. So this season, I really want to come together, everyone together, so everybody feels comfortable enough to ask questions if they have them, and just so everybody can be happy here. It should be like a big family. Work hard. Don't put your segments off to the last minute because we have to stay on top of it. We have to have the show together on time, and if we don't, Mr. Bouchard's going to be on all of us, and we don't want that. So just stay on top of things and get your editing done and submit your segment on time.
As you can see, Season 15 has a lot to offer, and it's surely going to be a great year. Until next month, this has been Molly Molnar reporting for Monthly Rewind Season 15.
Some WTHS students use their free time this summer to explore their creative side. Nick Stonehouse introduces us to a new student-run show called True Villains.
This summer, a couple of students attempted an experimental new project. The goal was to premiere a new musical called True Villains at the end of September. However, several conflicts forced the directors to eventually cancel the show. True Villains, written by Joshua Kurtz, is a musical comedy about a once-loyal adventurer who is turned to evil and the battles he must face. The goal of the show at Township was to be run entirely by students, and this took a great deal of preparation.
Me and Damian Figueres were hanging out, and Josh was there, and we're just joking around, and Damian makes a comment, oh, we should do True Villains at Township, we're laughing about it, and Josh, a few feet away, just comes over, wait, can you guys do that? I'm like, I don't know, Josh, can we do that? So I guess, many months later, there we were casting the show.
a lot of preparation went into this. We started, I want to say, figured the show was in December. We started right around mid-December, mid to late December, trying to get a location, trying to secure everything that we needed to perform it here. And it took a lot of meetings, a lot of talking to, a lot of getting paperwork together even, until finally we got a place. And then we announced auditions in May and went from there.
Being in the office with Ms. Petrowski and Mr. Cordner and Mr. Bollendorf and getting these papers together, getting the contract to do the show, it was definitely a process, but one that I was very passionate about doing.
The beginning of the rehearsals took place at Washington Township High School for the end of the year, and then when the summer started, we went to Sean's house from 6 to 10 in his living room in his backyard.
As the summer progressed and the cast list thinned, its directors decided to bring in outside help.
And finally, we got to a point where so few people had the time and energy to be involved in it that we could have pulled something together, but it wouldn't have showcased the talent and the work that our actors had put into it over the summer, so it just didn't work out.
Basically, the void needed to be filled, and so Sean went around and he was asking people if they could sing, and he just happened to come across me and he asked me, "Hey Nick, do you think you can sing these?" And I'm like, "No, not at all." Like I grew up listening to Johnny Cash and all that. I didn't think I could sing high at all, but Sean and Damien both showed me a few tricks, and I learned how to sing.
My past with this show is I originally was going to go out for the original production of True Villains, but I did not have the commitment to it, so I did not. I then went out for the main stage performance of it, and I got the character Tom the Golem, and partially ensemble, and that was a lot of fun. I like to do that. Bit of a challenge playing a part with no lines, but I liked it. And then I got a call after that performance was over by Sean McLaughlin about doing the township performance of True Villains and playing the character Gray, and I said sure.
The summer was a process of trial and error, with an equal amount of problems and successes for the staff and the cast.
Well, obviously the failure is that the show didn't fly, but I grant a lot of that to the time slot that we were given.
I hate to consider the show a failure, because I don't really think it was. I think the main problem was that we just didn't have the right time to put it on. It just didn't happen at a good time.
Ultimately, the reason that I set out to do the show, which is that we discovered a lot of new talent. The actors who got really, really into the process gained so much from it. So much new talent, both vocally and acting-wise. So seeing those actors and a few like them grow over the course of the summer, I'd say was our ultimate success.
Really, we use learning experience. We know now, if we ever want to do something like this again, what to do, what not to do. But I think it helped us become closer as friends even. And we learned a lot about each other through the process, and a lot about the process itself as far as putting on a show and everything, and the amount of work and time it takes to do a show.
I left with a new perspective for the staff side, because when you're in a cast, you're learning dances, you're learning vocals, but when you're on the staff side, you're still learning.
I just wish that we had a different time slot. If, say, we were given something during the school year even, that might work better than the summer where people are busy, they have things going on. At least with the typical school day, we have a set time we can have after school, and people will be, okay, I can do that. And we can all meet together and be aware of where everyone is at all times.
But yeah, it was a great experience, and if I could do it again, I would.
Though the show was closed before it could premiere, it remains a positive experience for everyone involved. The cast enjoyed rehearsing a fun show, and their staff learned what it takes to direct their peers. All things considered, most would call it a summer well spent. This is Nicholas Stonehouse reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 15.
Zach Summerfield is here to tell us about the pride and joy of WTHS Sports, the football team, and the beginning of their season.
Summer's over, summer practices are over, and fall is here. The coming of fall brings football season, and the 2009 Minutemen were able to put together a great season, finishing the regular season 8-1, but unfortunately made an early exit in the playoffs falling to Toms River East. The question every year for high school football is how will the team react to important players graduating, and what juniors will step up and become key seniors. One thing that has remained the same is third-year returning quarterback Nick Valori. Nick Valori has been Township's starting quarterback since his sophomore year and has been a big reason for the team's recent success over the past few years. This senior success is due in large part to his team leadership skills, his athletic ability, and being a great teammate. Despite a rough September where the Minutemen went 1-2, Valori remains excited and his expectations remain high.
It's my senior year, so I'm definitely a lot more excited than the past 2 years playing varsity. Starting 3 years has definitely been a benefit because I feel a lot more comfortable now and definitely a lot more confident. I'd have to say just that all of us get along, we're great friends, so it just makes it that much easier to play as a team. I'm really good friends with a lot of guys on the team. Some of them are my best friends, so I really do get along with a lot of them. Hopefully next year I will go somewhere where I can get an opportunity to play. We got off to a bad start, but just we plan on taking each game 1 week at a time and to just try to get 1 win at a time.
No matter how good a quarterback is, he can't do it all on his own. And Valori isn't the only senior who's going to have an important impact on this year's team. One of Nick's best friends and favorite targets to throw to is senior wide receiver Dan Simnor.
This is my first year starting varsity. I played a little bit last year, but not much. This is my first real experience year playing varsity. I'm having a lot of fun. It's a big advantage having Valori at quarterback. He's a 3-year starter. He has a lot of experience and he's a good leader on the field and he knows the offense better than anyone. I would say my fondest memories as a Township football player, just being around my friends all the time, in the locker room, on the field, hanging out afterwards. I think that's the most important part. I love my teammates. I'm good friends with all of them. I'm sure I'll be friends with all of them until the day I die. After our first 2 losses, I don't expect to lose again. Just come back, win the rest of them, and finish off strong. I say this year's team is probably the most close-knit senior class. We're all really good friends, and we really don't fight much as a team.
Getting along and working well with your teammates is key to having success on the field. And having a tight-knit senior class is a big advantage. It is certain seniors will play a big role this year, but seniors don't make up the entire varsity team. Starting center junior Grant Wilson is getting his first varsity experience this year and will be key as the team moves forward.
Yeah, I'm a first-year starter center. They're a real good group of guys, real easy to get along with, bunch of real fun to hang out with. They know what they're doing, and they all do the right things when they have to. I'm expecting a good season. We're a really good football team, and we really need to come together. And once we do that, I think we're going to be very successful. Definitely nerve-wracking, getting nervous for the first time going out there as a starter. But it's really exciting to be with all my friends on the field, just having fun.
No matter what the team's final record ends up being at the end of the season, no matter what personal accomplishments are made, the 2010 Minutemen will share memories that will last a lifetime. But the players aren't the only ones that get to have the fun. Every year, hundreds of students, teachers, and parents turn out to support the team, and you can too. The season's not over yet, so come out and support the 2010 Minutemen for the rest of the season. This has been Zach Summerfield reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 15.
Waking up extra early, putting on those special clothes, and making sure your hair looks just right, picture day can be quite stressful. Linda Engzel tells us more.
It may only be September, but before we know it, Christmas will be far gone and the end of the school year will be here. And that means we will be getting our school musket. From seconds from when they first touch our hands, we are going to want to run and let all our friends sign and leave special messages. But first, many will flip through to make sure their pictures look just fine. During the second week of school, many students from the junior class their pictures this extra early than usual to make sure their hair looked just perfect and all their clothes were neatly ironed. On that day, they will be having their last picture day here at WTHS. For juniors, it is only one 5-second shot and it's all over. However, for the seniors, it is much different. When it comes to pictures for the seniors, it is not a standardized one shot and you're done type of deal. They have many options, not only with what studio they go to, but with what type of shots they want. A few juniors shared their opinions on how their pictures turned out.
I think my pictures turned out really good. You know, I'm a good-looking kid. I had a very nice smile. And yeah.
Seniors usually have 2 different sessions, one to go take the pictures and the second to pick out what poses they want to hand out to their family and most importantly, which one will go in the yearbook. It also differs because seniors have options on what studio and what shots they would like. It seems that Dennis Kelly is the #1 selection. Dennis Kelly is a private studio located on the Black Horse Pike. Some might say he is the best because of his experience, but others might say it's because he makes every single shot unique.
I stay fresh in a number of different ways. First of all, I travel. I teach other photographers senior portraits, so that kind of forces you to be a little fresh. And in doing so, you also get to interact with seeing what other photographers in other areas of the country are doing. You get inspired from that. You see, oh, he's doing this technique, that's really cool, I'm going to try to incorporate that. Sometimes it's as simple as buying a new background or building a new set that just gives you a kickstart. Sometimes I'll just get fed up to here with what I'm doing, and I'll come in the camera room and just rearrange everything. Just move everything around so nothing is familiar and nothing is where it used to be, and it kind of forces you to think creatively.
Studios you can go to, such as MCM or Julie Jeffries. Every photographer will give it their very own special touch. Many studios have major price ranges along with closer and farther away distances. However, if you don't want to spend much money, you can go to the school photographer that came over the summer.
I chose to go to school because I figured pictures are pictures, and I think they're going to be the same no matter where I go.
I just figured pictures are pictures and I don't need to go spend money on them, that I could just get them here.
Also, some students from Township have their own little photography businesses and take pictures for their friends. Many people like this option the best because they can pick the location that they want to go. Senior Joe Bittman has been taking pictures for a little over a year for local businesses and decided that he would start taking senior pictures this year. Joe talks about what inspired him to become a photographer.
It's been in my family for a while. My mom takes pictures. My grandfather was a professional photographer for the war, and I just got into it through that.
Don't forget to take all this into consideration next year when you're choosing where to get your senior pictures. You might never know. A skillful friend can help you out. And one last thing, teeth or no teeth, it doesn't matter. Just don't forget to smile. This is Linda Angsel reporting to you for Monthly Rewind Season 15.
Summer work tends to take over students' breaks. Many parents and students feel that the large amount of work is unfair. Taylor Heil is here to tell us more.
The last week of summer. The skies are clear, the sun is bright, and everyone is outside trying to squeeze as much life out of it as they can. Except for you, because you're busy finishing your summer work. When school lets out for summer vacation, it doesn't mean the work ends. The work assigned varies depending on the course and the grade level. Each year, students are required to complete a number of assignments, whether it be summer reading or a packet. Freshmen are required to read A Long Way Gone, Fahrenheit 451, or both for honors. Sophomore honors students will read A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, and CP classes read April Morning. Juniors in AP Prep will read Beloved, The Joy Luck Club, and Native Son. In honors, they're required to read A Farewell to Arms, and for CP, For One More Day. Seniors read Crime and Punishment, Jude the Obscure, and Wuthering Heights for AP. The Once and Future King for honors, The Alchemist for CPA, and The Freedom Writer's Diary for CPB. Many honors and AP classes require packets or essays depending on the teacher. No student enjoys having homework over the summer, but each student has their own way of getting it done.
I kind of waited until like the end of August, but I was able to get it done before school started, so it was good timing. I kind of think it's unnecessary. I feel like it's your summer, you should be able to enjoy it and just kind of like relax. But I guess I see a point for it. You gotta keep your mind going.
I did wait till the last minute, but it was because you can't really start at the beginning of the summer because you'll forget the whole book by the time of the test. I didn't finish the book, but what I did read took me about a week, which was about 300 pages to read. I just tried to get it done. I read like 100 pages a day, but didn't really happen.
For most freshmen, this is their first time having summer work.
I'd say it was like boring. It was something that just didn't appeal to me. Maybe if they gave us like a list of books to choose from, that'd be a little better, I'd say.
Some of the math packet was hard, but I got through it, and the book Fahrenheit 451 was like really boring. I kind of did it all in like the last week of August, but I shouldn't have. I think we shouldn't do it because it's like reading books. We could do that through the school year. I don't like it.
While it may seem boring and tedious, summer work is designed to keep the students' minds engaged during the off-season and to prepare them for the upcoming year. When the students return in the fall, these assignments are followed by a test. Teachers have their own expectations that they hope students will fulfill.
A big part of the summer assignment is to get some of that stuff that they can do on their own out of the way so we can hit the ground running in September. In the end, without the summer assignment, we would be set so far back because I would actually have to teach material as if it were brand new material. Using the summer assignment, they have been exposed to these ideas, so I can literally review them in a third of the time it would normally take if they hadn't done it.
I think what is most important is that they're reading. The importance of summer reading is that kids are reading, period. There is no better way to achieve vocabulary, sentence structure. It helps with your writing. The more you read, the smarter you become. So I think we should be giving kids 10 books to read over the summer. I don't want any less books. I want more books. I want the kids to do more reading than video games or movies. I want them to be reading. I want them to be outside during the summer, but I also want them to be reading. The more you read, the smarter you are. And I don't think there's anything better to get your mind going.
Summer work may be a hassle for students, but in the long run, they'll be thankful that they have been better prepared for the school year. This is Taylor Heil reporting for Monthly Rewind Season 15.
Freshman year is a new and different experience. Laura Wayan tells us about the class of 2014.
For the school year 2010 and 2011, we now have a new class of 2014. The freshmen this year are now going to experience a bigger school and more school spirit. Your first day of high school can be very intimidating, but with familiar faces and many new friends, it can make you feel more comfortable. With a wide variety of clubs, sports, and activities, there's a place for everyone to fit in.
All the girls in the bathroom talking, who they gonna take to the Sadie Hawkins. My ears are burning, but I kept on walking, smile on my face and an air guitar rocking. The Sadie Hawkins dance in my khaki pants, there's nothing better.
This year, I'm planning on doing a couple sports and clubs. Right now, I'm in Interact and football.
Like all the clubs, and I want to attend all the football games and go to the dances because they sound like fun.
There's many clubs, obviously, in high school, but I would like to try out for theater and try out for softball.
Now that you're in a way bigger school, you may be nervous, but as the halls become more familiar and you make many new friends, there's no more worry about getting lost, and now your high school experience has begun.
We're at the middle school. It was a lot more confusing because it's a bigger hallway and there's more people in it, so I got lost easier than I did in middle school.
A lot different. Like, it was like a little overwhelming at first because there's like the hallways are like way more crowded and there's like way more classrooms and it's so much bigger, but you get used to it.
I had butterflies in my stomach, but after seeing people being nervous too, I fit in like everybody else and it wasn't so bad.
In high school, it's easier to make a lot of new friends. With bigger classes and bigger lunches, you can meet someone that you have a lot in common with. Now that your high school years have begun, study hard, join clubs, play sports, and get involved. This is Laura Wayne reporting from Monthly Rewind, Season 15.
Starting off a new school year can be difficult and scary. Nikki Sandelier is here to give WTHS students some tricks on how to start the year off right.
For most students, the hardest part of high school is not knowing what to expect while walking through the doors on your first day of your freshman year. The workload is larger, the material is harder, and you need to wake up earlier while trying to make friends and fit in. It's scary at first, but once classes start, sports begin, and clubs meet, everything returns to normal here at WTHS. To be successful at Washington Township High School, there are 3 basic elements that each student should possess. Hard work, dedication, and determination are the key components any student needs to have a successful and rewarding high school experience. Eddie Sarin is the captain of the Washington Township varsity boys ice hockey team, a DECA member, as well as a student council executive board member. I asked Eddie, as well as Kiera Parkin and Joey Bollendorf, what advice they had to help students make the best out of their high school career.
Go out there and make the most of everything. Don't wait to your senior year to go out and do stuff. Start doing that stuff now. Go out and do all the clubs we have to offer at the high school.
Kiera Parkin is a member of the French National Honor Society as well as the National Honor Society. She is also a member of the Student Council Executive Board, Freshman Transition, French Club, Interact, and Model UN.
I would probably tell freshmen, as everybody says, just to live it up. I mean, this is 4 years of your life. It's just a chunk out of everything, and it's so much fun. Everything from freshman year, March Madness, to senior year, senior prom, everything is amazing. Like, I've had the best time ever. I've gotten involved. Like, you can be in more than one club, and I would just suggest that you get involved in as much because that's how you meet people and that's how you have fun.
Joey Bollendorf is a member of the Washington Township High School varsity football team. He is also a member of National Honor Society, DECA, Project 540, Freshman Transition, and the Student Council Executive Board.
Get out there and be as much as involved as you can. Go to your football games and just be who you can be. The hockey team's supposed to be good this year. So, just be you, enjoy life, and have fun.
Whether you're a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, or a senior, it's never too late to get involved. High school is 4 years of your life, and here at WTHS, there's a sport, club, or activity for everyone. Your high school career can separate the ordinary from the extraordinary, and the leaders from the followers. Here at Washington Township, the administrative staff, teachers, and guidance counselors work together to give us a strong basis for a solid college career and a bright future. So start off school right. Go join a club or a sport. Push yourself to achieve greatness in the classroom, and when you achieve greatness, strive to be even better. Because anything can happen when you go to school at WTHS. This is Nikki Sandelier reporting for Monthly Rewind Season 15.
Here's Kelsey Brown with this month's edition of Mail Time.
Hey Township, it's time for another edition of Rewind Mail Time. I'm Kelsey Brown for Season 15. Let's take a look inside the mailbox. Dear Rewind 15, now that I'm in high school, the things I used to do as a kid don't seem cool anymore. I'm afraid to ask my friends to do things and then make fun of me for asking. What should I do? Sincerely, Jimmy. Well, Jimmy, we upperclassmen have our own ways of having a little fun.
Poca picchita va bene, se tu la parla miezza americano, quando si fa l'amore sotto la luna, come te viene in capo di I love you, papà l'americano.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like I have a car. It's not like I can go anywhere.
I'm kind of grounded, so I can't leave this premises.
You play with Legos?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yes.
Papà l'americano.
Hey Dana, look, I made a horse.
What are you, 4? That needs to stop. Seriously, Kels, we really need that for the roof.
Dana, we're done.
We're done?
We're done.
I know.
No, like, this is very serious.
Like, how serious?
Like, college application serious.
Whoa.
Yes.
Well, maybe we don't have the coolest ideas, but as long as you don't set your Facebook status as it, you should be fine. Make sure to send your questions, comments, and concerns to mrseason15@yahoo.com. I'm Kelsey Brown. See you later, Township.
Traveling the world one country at a time, our own Kelly Sharkey is here to give us a summary on her trip to France with the WTHS French Club.
This summer, 16 of Washington Township's high school students got the opportunity to travel to Europe. Every 2 years, Madame Hudak and 4 other chaperones take students on different tours through Europe. This year, 16 students signed up. In July, they departed for a 9-day trip to Geneva, Switzerland, Chamonix, Lyon, Annecy, and Paris, France. Each of these places were chosen by Kathy Hudak.
Oh, I picked the trip to go to Paris and the Alps because the students have learned in intermediate 2 about a city called Annecy and Chamonix in the Alps, and they learned about paraponting and parasailing, and I thought it would be neat for them to see some of the cities that they learned about in intermediate 2.
Overall, it was a great group of students and everybody had fun.
Oh, it was one of the best groups I've taken in many years. In fact, while we were on the plane coming home, the group tour guide, the leader of the group abroad, our tour manager, he wrote a lovely email to Mr. Bollendorf about how impressed he was with the students, and it was just such a beautiful email. Mr. Bollendorf also forwarded it to me so that I could read the nice things that he said about our group. So it was wonderful.
Let's take a look at the trip. Geneva was the first stop on the trip. They toured the city and saw one of the biggest fountains in Switzerland.
Because like it's not part of the EU, so it was really different than France. Like they still spoke French, but like their French was different, and I understood like every other word. Like they had this huge like waterfall fountain thing that everyone got soaked by.
It was so exciting. It was our first day, and then they had this huge just like fountain. It would shoot 100 feet in the air. It was really crazy.
Chamonix was our second stop. It was a homey little town surrounded by the mountains. Students even had the chance to go up to the top of the French Alps.
When we were in Chamonix, it was surrounded by the Alps, and so it was like a really tiny town with like cobblestone streets, and we kind of just had a lot of freedom in that one, and we got to walk around and shop all the time, and we went up to the Alps, and that was really cool.
Chamonix was the smallest city that we visited, and it was really cute and homey, and we met lots of people there. Everybody seemed to know each other there. It was really fun.
You looked like you're right in the middle of the mountains, and you could go in the little caves in the mountains. It was pretty.
Annecy was the third stop. The students only spent 1 day there, but got to go on a boat ride to see the turquoise lake.
When we went to Annecy, I think that was the most scenic of all the cities that we went to. Annecy kind of had a big river in the center, and it was really fun to take pictures, and we went on we cruised through it on a boat, and it was so much fun. It was amazing.
We did a boat tour of the lake, which was really pretty. It looked more like you were on the ocean. It was so big. But Annecy was just so picturesque. We actually found a picture of it in some of our French books, and we were really excited because we had been there.
Annecy was beautiful. It was probably the most beautiful town there. It looked like a really old-fashioned French town, and had guys posed as statues. That was really fun. It was really nice. The water was awesome.
Lyon was the fourth stop. They got the opportunity to tour, shop, and even have a scavenger hunt.
It was really city-like. I could find my way around it easily, so I think that's why I liked it too. And then there was the old part of it, and that was nifty.
It'd probably be when we did the scavenger hunt, because everyone was just running like crazy, and we were just barging into random French shops asking for stuff. It was really wacky.
The last but certainly not least was Paris. Paris, the City of Lights, has the Arc de Triomphe, the Louvre, and the Eiffel Tower. Also closely located near it is Louvre Versailles Castle and Montmartre.
Paris was my favorite. I love cities, and it's a big city and there's just so much culture. You see all the buildings, the architecture that's just has so much history behind it. It's all so old, and you really get a sense of what it was like to live there a long time ago.
Paris was, I thought, really neat. I liked it a lot better than like any city here in America. The Eiffel Tower was like the most amazing thing that I've like ever done in my life, just because I'm going to see Eiffel Tower.
Paris was really pretty, and seeing the Eiffel Tower and the Arc de Triomphe, it was kind of cool seeing the things you see in textbooks, but seeing it in real life.
Moi c'est la musique, quoi de plus fantastique. Du lundi au vendredi, on attend une chose, c'est compter les jours, tout ça.
This year's French trip created memories that will last forever. Thanks to Madame Hudak and the other 4 chaperones, each student got to have a life-changing experience. We traveled to Chamonix, Annecy, Lyon, and Paris, and saw sights that were unforgettable. This is Kelly Sharkey reporting for Monthly Rewind Season 15.
Seniors go into the new school year already behind because of college applications. Johnny D. Gabriel tells us about college planning.
College.
And college, a topic that is very popular among family, friends, teachers, and students. It has become so paramount and even a necessity for many in today's society. Selecting colleges, filling out the applications, and writing those college essays are all part of what many call the college process. This college process is something most students face when senior year finds its way to them. For Washington Township High School seniors, college seems only a few steps away. The fall is finally here, and the time to apply for colleges is coming up. So how are Township seniors making out? Did they start their college planning? Filling out those applications and start writing those essays?
Duh.
Not really.
Yeah.
No. No.
Yeah. So why have some of them started yet? What gave them the motivation to start? And why are some still hesitating? What's holding them back?
I started my college applications in late August because I knew this year was going to be really hard with all my AP classes. So I was like, let me just get some of the applications out of the way. My mom definitely pushed me because she kept saying Laura, write your essays, do it now before school starts. And yeah, she definitely wanted me to get it done. But I also for myself because I knew that I wouldn't have a lot of time this year to do my essays.
I'm a real big procrastinator. So I don't know, I just haven't really just made an effort to do it yet. I was going to do some this weekend. Probably the essay. I don't really like to write, so no. So yeah, I don't know, I guess that's it. The other part's not that bad.
Well, with the demands of my senior schedule and just all of the activities that take place the senior year, I decided to, over the summer, review colleges, their essay questions. I pushed myself, and just from seeing other peers that graduated, the stress that they experienced, running around last minute, getting things done, so I wanted to go in a little more prepared.
The main reason is definitely the stress of just being back into school and trying to get back into the swing of things that it's not really at the top of my list. Yeah, senior year, trying to just have fun with friends and, enjoy my last year in high school and try to push off the stress of college. Essays, I haven't started yet. I've been asking around if anybody wants to be paid to do them, who I could get good hourly wages for, so any way that I don't have to do it.
Guidance counselors, parents, and staff of Washington Township High School had some reasoning as to why some students have started their college process and why some students still haven't.
A number of them that have started are anxious. They want to apply to certain specific schools. They really know what they think they want to do anyway, so they're trying to get those essays knocked out to try to get, they hope, an advantage in getting their application done earlier. Other students are laying back, some of them primarily because they don't know really what to say on that essay, so they get a little anxious about it. A lot of it, I think, centers on nervousness and the fact that school is going to come to an end, high school, and keeps them kind of here a little longer.
I think in talking to some of the kids, some of them just know what they want to do, and so they're sure, and they've started the process, the application process. But for some of the others, they're not quite so sure what their major is going to be, and so that could affect where they want to apply to. So I think until they can make that decision on a major, they're kind of holding off a little bit so that they can narrow down their search.
Well, I think that, obviously the college application process is a milestone, really, in the life of a high school student. And, everybody approaches it in their own unique way. Well, for me, the college process took place quite a few years ago. I'm not so sure that it was nearly as stressful in my generation. I could be wrong, but for me personally, it didn't seem like there was the same kind of pressure in the college application process. The bottom line is developing a plan, so that that really helps reduce the stress. So as you're approaching junior year, I think it's real important for the kids, hopefully, to have started thinking about, maybe even prior to junior year, by sophomore year, they're doing some career planning. They're thinking about what interests them, what they really want to do.
So it's clear that this college process isn't so easy, but college brings on new experiences and even for some, a new beginning. This is Johnny DeGabriel reporting from Monthly Rewind, Season 15.
Jess Hagberg gives us the details about the most controversial topic of the new school year, the requirement for all WTHS athletes to pay to play.
Two-step, 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 two-step.
Here at Washington Township High School, we have a long-standing tradition of highly successful athletic programs. With over 1,000 student athletes, it's safe to say that Township students take a lot of pride in their school's wide variety of sports. In previous years, we have been fortunate enough to have high school sports offered to us with no annual registration fees. This year, however, Township is introducing a new policy called Pay to Play.
Each student participating in a sport will have to pay a mandatory $150 fee. A lot of parents and students have been wondering why the sudden change. I spoke with Mr. Murphy, who was able to clear up a lot of questions and concerns.
And our Board of Education, as many of you know, are 9 elected officials in consultation with our school administration, our superintendent, and our business administrator, felt that there was a need to supplement our budget. And our budget last year passed, and a lot of folks in our town, our citizens, our community, felt that a passed budget would include money for athletics. Unfortunately, there was no money placed in our budget for freshman athletics. That was a decision made by our central office administration to not include freshman sports in order to have the budget passed. There's only so much money that can go around, and with the state aid being reduced, and there's a lot of reductions in terms of finances coming into this school district that have made it very hard to continue to sponsor sports. So in a long story, to shorten it down, the monies from our athletic fee help fund and keep freshman sports and keep our other programs running.
There have been many different opinions about the pay-to-play policy. I had the chance to speak with some students, parents, and coaches to find out what they think.
I don't really think it's a good thing because a lot of the girls and guys who play only play one sport, and they think like if they had to pay $150 to play, why should I even bother paying that much money just to play one sport?
Washington Township, I do think it's unfortunate that we have to put a monetary value on it, but being where we are in the budget as far as the budget cuts from the state, from the governor, and we did bring back freshman sports, I think it is fair across the board that students pay a particular fee and then they're able to participate and be part of the program and the team.
Well, in our house we have to pay 2 activity fees. We have a freshman and a senior, and I would hope that both of the kids are totally dedicated to playing the sport should they be lucky enough to make the team, so that that fee can be used to help offset some of the bills that the township has incurred with some of the new budget crisis issues from the state.
Despite the fact that money collected from this fee is absolutely essential to the success of our athletic program, there is the probability that some people will choose not to pay. Will unwillingness to pay this fee cause a decline in participation in township sports? I asked around the high school to find out what people think.
Yeah, I think less people like just going through football, a lot of kids would come out just be part of the football team, like everything we do. But now that like everyone has to pay, you pay the money, and like kids in less fortunate families that don't have the parents that have both parents working and don't have the money to do it, they're not going to be able to come out and play. So in some aspects it hurts, in some aspects it's good, but I think a little less kids are going to be able to come out and play sports for the high school.
Maybe a few less people, who may not be financially doing as well, but I think mainly the same people will still play.
It's been something that's been very trying for the past 3 years. I've studied the athletic fees, and it's called pay to play. I don't like to say that because it kind of says if you pay your money, you'll play. It doesn't entail that. The athletic fees have shown nationwide a decrease in participation anywhere from 30 to 40% in some school districts. Right now, our early numbers for the fall sports season are showing a decline of about 20%.
Now that we know more about pay to play, it should be easier to understand the reason for the change. Whether you agree or disagree with the new policy, you can rest assured that 100% of the proceeds from pay to play is going directly towards keeping township sports up and running. Until next month, this has been Jessica Hagberg for Monthly Rewind, Season 15.
The senior class proved that they have as much spirit as the class of 2010 did when they showed up early to tailgate for the first home football game. Danielle DeGrossa tells us more about the experience.
Football games are an important event for all Washington Township students, but for the seniors of 2011, the game isn't the biggest event of the night. Last year, the seniors of 2010 made tailgating a big event. This year, the seniors of 2011 have continued the tradition. Organized partially by the Senior Class Council, the first tailgate of the season was a big success. Everyone brought something to eat or drink, so there's plenty of food for everyone. I spoke to a few seniors who were there that night.
It was fun until it started pouring, and we all had to make a dash for our cars. But other than that, we got together, we painted our faces, and the game started.
Tailgating is definitely going to be one of the highlights of my senior year because I'm going to have a lot of memories, definitely looking back at the end of the year on how our class 2011 came together. And even though it rained, we still supported our team and definitely had a lot of fun.
Tailgating was a lot of fun, but it poured, so everyone made a mad dash to their cars. But it was a lot of fun despite the weather.
The activities were well underway when it began to storm. Some seniors took shelter under a small tent, but eventually went back to their cars or into the gym. Once the rain stopped, the seniors were able to show their spirit by painting their faces in the parking lot. This shows that even the weather can't stop 2011's township spirit. Senior Kate O'Neill tells us about 2011's school spirit. I think being senior increased my school spirit because now I realize that school is going to be over and I want to get involved in everything that I can and do everything that is available to me at school so that I can always have memories after. To get pumped up for the first football game of the season, the seniors organized a small tailgating party. There was food, fun, and of course, body paint.
Like every other morning before. Now I wonder what my life is gonna mean if it's gone.
A little rain wasn't enough to stop the seniors from having a good time and showing their township spirit by tailgating. This has been Danielle DeGrossa reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 15.
Erica Pell introduces us to Senior and Student Council President Ryan Francisco.
Being a senior here at Washington Township High School, I pretty much know how hard it can be to fit in with a class of 700 kids. Especially if you're coming in sophomore year. But there's one kid that I know that has managed to do that. His name? Ryan Francisco. With not only his awesome personality, but his accomplishment of becoming student council president, he has really made himself known here at Washington Township.
Coming here as a sophomore, it was really hard, but being part of clubs and sports, I got to know a lot of people, and just in school in general, meeting kids, and being involved in a lot of other clubs and playing other sports, I was able to meet a lot of people. And just from that, and getting to learn the position of student council president from Tim Flank, I just felt like it was something I wanted to do. Fitting in was probably pretty hard, but again, definitely playing lacrosse with my teammates and meeting up with them, and meeting kids from student council definitely made my transition here smoother, and just meeting more kids as the times went by, and everybody's so open and nice, and I was just being myself. And I wanted to become student council president because I wanted to give back to my school and give back to everybody who was open to me and who were just my friends, and just being able to be in charge and delegate meetings and hold events and just talk about it with the whole class is a big thing, and I just want to be a part of that.
Ryan, as student council president, he has done many things. We started in the summer planning different things with as far as dance themes and all different things like that. So he ran those meetings, and he also prepares to do opening assembly speeches as well to the student body. And then throughout the year, he runs all of our weekly meetings, and we have our homeroom rep meetings, and he works along with the top 5 to you know, just make sure that all the activities are running as planned. And I think that Ryan is going to have a great year as student council president because he really is concerned about having unity within our school, not just within the senior class, but with everyone from freshmen all the way to seniors. And he even started with the student from freshmen all the way to seniors. And he even started with the student assembly having our sitting standing ovation clap. He did events last year like Fresh Fridays. He's bringing that back in. Activities like May Watch, and so he's really putting a personal touch on it.
Ryan's my best friend because we tend to get along real well with each other. We always have a great time with each other. We're always laughing, and yeah, I definitely think he'll lead the class well. He knows how to take responsibility. He's a great leader. I think he'll definitely succeed as student council president. Everyone has loved him ever since he came here. He's been making more friends. He's implemented a bunch of new ideas that the class loves, so I think he'll definitely do very well.
Besides being president of student council, Ryan is also involved in lacrosse, swimming, manages girls tennis, French Club, Renaissance, Interact, National Honor Society, and National French Honor Society. But now, he's also president of student council.
Ryan's a good teammate because he's always helping the underclassmen and the upperclassmen as well. He's always there to make the team better, more, I guess, more as a family. Ryan's always shown leadership qualities. Ever since he moved here, he's always trying to get the crowd and the team always pumped up and stuff like that.
He's always there for the team. He's never really missed anything, really, unless it was for another sport or like SATs or something like that. He's always at every event. He moved here in our sophomore year, and no one knew who he was, but right off the bat, first day, he made friends with everyone on the lacrosse team. No one disliked him. Everyone was really thrilled to have him. He was a great player, and he really helped our team out a lot. He was one of the big reasons for how good we did last year.
Besides being such an upbeat person with a great personality, there's other things that make Ryan memorable. For one, he is student council president.
Making decisions for the class is pretty easy. It's not just myself, it's me and along with my exec board of student council, and we just go over what we need to do for activities and events coming up, and we all work as a team. My responsibilities as student council president is I hold meetings for the exec board and we talk about what we're going to do for our activities, and then I also hold meetings for the homeroom reps along with my exec board, and we just tell everybody who's involved what they have to do for student council.
The realities of having so many responsibilities does not faze him. He does have big plans for the future, and I know he will achieve them. Hey, when your future's looking bright, might as well put on sunglasses. But what do his parents think?
At home, Ryan's he's really pretty good. He's busy in school. By the time he gets back home, he does focus a lot on his studies. At home, he takes care of pretty much the garbage. He's the garbage guy. He does the recycling, he does the garbage. When he does it, that's what he's responsible for. At times when his mom and I are not home, he will make sure that everything's okay prior to us getting home.
Ryan's a lot of fun at home. We all like to have a lot of fun. So he's very silly. He's got a great sense of humor. So he takes charge of his sisters. We have a lot of relatives and family, so he's also the one who's in charge of goofing off with them also. But like I said,
Ryan and I are definitely both responsible. We like to have fun. We like having a good time. We're both athletic. We can be silly sometimes, but mainly just have fun. He's very, he doesn't take life too seriously, and he's always, having a good time, and he always has, a positive attitude about everything, even in, any negative situation. I definitely have a goal of being in student council and being almost, as involved as he is in high school.
Ryan is a very outgoing person. He's very fun to be around. He is very sweet and kind and always is a gentleman when I come over.
Senior year, I'm really looking forward to senior trip because that's a big thing. Everybody's going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. To experience that would be great. I'm also looking forward to senior prom because we're seniors and it's like our last big dance and we're all seniors there. It's going to be awesome. And definitely looking forward to Fresh Fridays because every Friday you got to look fresh, dress nice. It's going to be sweet. The advice I can give the underclassmen is pretty much get involved, have fun in high school, have no regrets, just live it up.
Everyone is always telling us to become a part of the township life. And that is exactly what he did. Now he's not just another student here of the class 2011, but he's someone everyone looks up to. I'm Erica Appel, reporting with Monthly Rewind, Season 15.
There's a lot more to tennis than white shoes and mini skirts. Christine Siako tells us about the WTHS tennis team.
Every year from September through October, you can ride by the tennis courts at Washington Township High School and find the girls' tennis team playing tennis. The team season might not start until September, but preparing for this season is a year-long process. I had the opportunity to talk to the team's 3 coaches and some of the players from the varsity and JV teams to find out how the girls train and prepare to become players on this very successful team. The girls' tennis team is made up of 20 girls, 9 on varsity and 11 on JV. There are 3 coaches and 2 managers. After talking to the coaches and the girls, it's clear that they are extremely excited for this year's season. I got a chance to talk to Cindy Surplus, the team's volunteer tennis coach.
I'm hoping that we win our division, and I'm just hoping to obviously have a winning record, and I have very high hopes. We have an excellent team this year, and I just hope that it shows on the court and in match play. I couldn't ask for a better group of girls. We have a lot of girls that have a great sense of humor. They always make me laugh and they make each other laugh, which is great because it relieves some of the stress.
The JV tennis coach is Eileen Fassel. She shared with me her thoughts on the girls and this year's season.
This year we have a very good team. Last year we also had a good team and a lot of the girls came back this year, and that gave our team experience. I think we have very good potential to be extremely successful.
Varsity coach Rich Fleming talks about the varsity team and his goals for the season.
Predictions, I always kind of lowball them because I never know what's going to happen. With us replacing 4 varsity members from last year, it's always hard to get a gauge on how well the girls will do. So I always say, well, better than 500. With us being the Olympic American Conference, teams like Cherry Hill East and Cherokee and Eastern and Lenape, it's a highly competitive conference. One of our goals was to win Gloucester County Times tournament again this year, but we fell 1 point shy of that. When we came in second and the girls played pretty well, so I wasn't happy. And every year our goal is to win the conference.
The coach's love of coaching tennis shows in the way the girls perform and their dedication to the team.
I really love all the coaches, Fleming, Surplus, and Fassel. They're all really good, they're really helpful, and they give you that extra push when you need it.
Our coaches, I like them a lot. They always keep pushing us. They're always there for us. They always push us to do better. They always help us when we're there. They always bring us up when we're down. They're good. They're very good.
I also spoke with some of the players about practice, team bonding, and what it's like to be on the team.
Prepare for the tennis season, we do a lot of conditioning, and we take all summer to just hit a lot and get practice in. For team bonding, we have a lot of pasta parties. We hang out out of the courts, and we do movie nights and stuff like that, so it's a good time.
Once we start bonding, we're like a big family, and it's really cool. I like it.
To prepare for the tennis season, I spend my whole entire summer going to clinics and taking lessons. I probably do about over 20 hours a week.
A normal day at practice is just a lot of conditioning and a lot of hitting, some challenge matches, stuff like that.
With varsity's winning record of 12-6 and JV's undefeated record from the previous season, the coaches are anticipating another great season from the girls. The girls of the Washington Township tennis team are a very passionate and dedicated group. They spend countless hours all year long practicing and playing to perfect their game because of their love of the sport. Ask any player and they'll tell you how proud they are to be a part of this team. Best of luck to the girls and their coaches on another successful season. This has been Christine Siako reporting for Monthly Rewind, Season 15.
Being principal of a school like Township is a huge responsibility. DJ Mark gives us the inside scoop on how Mr. Bollendorf is handling his first full year as the man in charge.
Washington Township High School, one of the premier high schools in South Jersey. Imagine being at the helm of this massive institution. Imagine being the one who controls its day-to-day operations. This is the job of Mr. Joe Bollendorf.
Here in the 2010-2011 school year, Mr. Bollendorf will begin his first full year as principal at WTHS. Monthly Rewind recently sat down with Mr. Bollendorf to find out a bit more than we may know about our principal.
Every morning at 7:20 a.m., Mr. Bollendorf usually reads off some morning announcements.
Good morning, Township. Today is Thursday, September 16th. At this time, I'd like to ask...
From there, he will begin his day as principal. His day could put a broad range of things on his schedule.
Every day is indefinable. I may have appointments set up. I may be doing interviews for particular jobs. I may be doing classroom observations.
Sometimes, he even has to spend long hours after school tending to business.
It means a long day, and very often my day includes coming back here in the evening.
But it hasn't always been this way for him. Mr. Bollendorf originally wanted to be a teacher.
The bug to be an educator bit me when I was a sophomore in high school.
Mr. Bollendorf originally started his educational career at Millville High School. After a few years teaching, he decided to become a principal.
So I was kind of being prodded by mentors, people that I cared about, people who I thought a lot of, to move in that direction. I also had a strong desire to want to go back to school for a master's degree. I did not anticipate getting a job in administration so quickly.
After 13 years in Millville, he decided to take a principal job at WTHS.
1997, an opportunity presented itself here, and I made application, and I came to work at Washington Township, and I've been here since.
It was an easy career decision for him, seeing as he was already well involved in the community.
I was involved as a travel coach, as a youth coach. I was involved as a member of the Parks and Rec Commission at that time. And, very quickly grew very fond of the community and wanted to do whatever I could to help. And I felt that, working at the high school would put me in a position to, further give back to the community.
And last year, with the retirement of Miss Farrow, Mr. Bollendorf became the principal of Washington Township High School.
There's a lot to learn, and I'm learning something new every day, and I think the transition has been good.
And there's one big reason. He enjoys his job and his school.
I think it's very special here, the way that people reach out, particularly in time of need, to help one another. So working here gives me a great sense of pride because I feel like I can continue to give back.
He even managed to share his vision for the future with us.
The mission here is to help kids grow, to help them become better people, to help them attain what it is that they're trying to attain for themselves.
There you have it, a look at the man we all know and see wandering our halls almost every day. You may have learned something new about our principal that you may not have known before, and hopefully, with the school's help, he can keep Township together with pride. For Monthly Rewind Season 15, I'm DJ Mark.
Over the summer, WTHS lost a student from the senior class to cancer. Carol Amina tells us about Derek Schnapp's battle for life.
There are things we don't want to happen, but have to accept. Things we don't want to know, but have to learn. And people we can't live without, but have to let go. Derek Schnapp was one of these people for so many. He passed away on August 4th from cancer at the age of only 17. Although his life was shorter than most, with help from friends and family, he filled it with more memories than one could wish for in a lifetime. His friends organized fundraisers, kept him in high spirits, and spent as much time with him as possible. Through all the ups and downs, he stayed strong and tried his best to be a normal teen. Although he didn't get to experience everything, he always made everything an experience worth remembering. Derek's problems began when he was in 8th grade, and he started to have stomach pains. His friends were shocked to hear the news, and many didn't know how to react.
I was over my friend Brian's house, and his mom, who happened to be really close to Derek and his family, came upstairs crying, and she broke the news to all of us. And I don't know, for the next couple of days, it was kind of we were just struck so hard. It was difficult dealing with it. But we tried to be as supportive as we could. We didn't think, we not for a second, it was kind of like he wasn't going to make it, because we knew he was strong.
I cried a lot, yeah, because we were dating for a while at that point, so I didn't know what was going to happen.
This disease caused Derek's world to turn upside down, but he never let that ruin a perfectly good day.
He stayed strong, as active as he could, and happy. So happy that if a stranger saw him walking down the streets, they never would have known all that he was dealing with.
We would watch the Flyers, like the playoffs, and like we would just be sitting in our friend Brandon's house, and he would be cheering, yelling, screaming, jumping. He was just so adamant, and this was when he was still diagnosed.
His motto was like live life, love much, laugh often, and he said like never give up or anything. And well, he just kept fighting until last night.
He just fought literally every single day, and like you could just tell, like he would never complain. He would never be like, why me? Never, ever. He was just like, I can't even explain it, because I can't even imagine how, like, what it would be like to go through anything like that. And he was just a really strong kid, and I honor him for that, you know.
Derek was able to stay strong and positive because of his support group. His friends were constantly visiting, making him laugh, and helping him forget his reality. However, for Derek's best friends, this wasn't enough. They decided to get more involved in Derek's recovery, so they began selling Livestrong bands and green ribbons in his honor in order to raise money.
It was mostly just to help like Derek's parents like out with everything, and like to get people like let people know like what's going on and everything, so they can kind of like keep them in their like prayers or like minds and give good thoughts. And yeah, mostly it was just like mostly donations, and then the ribbons, and then finally they went to the green bands.
I wanted to help them out because obviously they were struggling, and we decided, you know, the more money, the more just support, just anything that we could possibly do to help him out. Like it would just, and we saw it when we gave him all the money that we raised over $3,000 for him. And when we gave it to him, he just lit up. Like he had a huge smile on his face, and we all knew that really helped him.
Freshman year, Derek had an almost full recovery, was back in school, and even outside playing basketball with his friends. However, in the beginning of junior year, he had to return to the hospital when his knees began to hurt, and doctors realized that the cancer was back. On August 4th, Derek Schnapp grew tired of fighting and was taken from this earth. To show our love for him, on the first day of school, the senior class, led by Gina Pancelli, decided to honor his memory by wearing his favorite color, green. The halls of WTHS were a sea of green, and on September 7th, Derek was a part of all of us as we entered the halls as seniors.
Well, it was a bunch of friends over the summer who thought it'd be a great idea to all wear green in respect of Derek, since he wouldn't be here on the first day. So, you know, we just decided to make a Facebook group, try and get as many people in the school to, you know, give our respects. And the first day, so emotional, just because, I mean, it was a sea of green, and it showed that everybody cared. And
Derek lived every second of every day to the fullest, and because of this lifestyle, he left his family members and friends with joyful memories instead of sorrows. The money raised by his friends for his condition will continue to help researchers strive for a cure. And for township students, the color green will now mean a lot more, because it will also remind them of their beloved classmate. Although Derek is no longer here in body, he is in all of our hearts and minds forever. He touched the lives of so many people and made people realize how precious every life is. Derek, for that, we are eternally grateful. This is Carol Lamena reporting to you for Monthly Rewind, Season 15.
Derek, you'll always be a part of
my heart, and
I'll miss you.
And I love you.
Senior activities have begun with the senior kickoff dance. Carly Maddox tells us about this uniting night for the class of 2011.
It is the beginning of another new year, which means the beginning of many new events. To the senior class of 2011, that is more exciting than ever. The seniors of WTHS have a fun-filled year with many special events and activities ahead of them. The first event to start off the list of many to come is the senior kickoff dance. The senior kickoff dance was the first Friday of our new school year, where the whole class of 2011 had the opportunity to get together and dance the night away in Quay Way.
This special night involves many hours of planning and organizing. This is where the members of Student Council step in. Student Council prepares for this night by picking the theme and decorations, advertising, and purchasing food and drinks. After multiple meetings, the group comes to Quay Way hours before the dance to set up. Before they set up, Student Council needs to first think of a theme that all the seniors will enjoy.
The theme we picked this year is Candyland, and we got it by voting at our first meeting. Everyone picked like different themes that they could think of, and then we voted for the one we liked the most. We have a summer meeting in August, and what we do is we have all the students come together and brainstorm different ideas, and then we voice our opinions and say different theme ideas, decoration ideas, and all that, and then the kids vote, and they came up with Candyland was the favorite.
Now that the theme is picked, it is now time to start thinking about decorations.
The whole setup process really started with advertising. The people who do our bulletins made all the bulletins in the summer. We plastered the cafeterias, all the senior hallways with them. Then it was really all about decorations. We stayed after once in the summer, the beginning of September, to start them out, and then stayed after a couple Thursdays to finish everything up. The people in charge bought all the materials, and now it's come to the night of where we all come early, 4:30 for the 7 o'clock dance, and set up the trees and the background and everything. So.
Since senior kickoff was the first week of the school year, we had to start planning everything back in the summer. So we had a meeting before school started to get all the decorations together, and Rosemary and Carly Bove were our co-chairs for this event. So they went out, they did all the shopping, got all the materials, and then all the kids came in last week in the summertime and started to get all the decorations together. So that was a couple hours, and then yesterday we finished all the painting and all the decorations, and then today they came at 4:30. We've been setting up, and as you can see, we're still setting up until everyone gets here.
After student council is done setting up, the seniors started arriving at the dance at 7 p.m. and the night began. Everyone danced with friends and had a great time. There were snacks and refreshments served, and a special bonus of a candy bar to match the dance's theme of Candyland. The seniors of 2011 really enjoyed the dance and thought it was a great way to bring the class together and kick off their senior year.
I really enjoyed the senior kickoff dance. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a good way for the senior class to get together, and I really enjoyed the theme. It was a good time. I had fun.
I think it was a great way to kick off the senior year. It really brought everyone together and just showed us how much fun we're going to have this year.
It was also a great way to get everyone excited and looking forward to the many other senior privileges that lie ahead.
The thing I'm looking forward to most this senior year is to go on senior trip and just really bond as a class.
Definitely like football games and senior trip. I don't know, senior trip definitely should be fun, but I'm excited just to make memories with all my friends, and it's going to go by fast, so I hope it's a good one.
The senior kickoff dance had a great turnout with the majority of the class of 2011 attending. Everyone came together to show their already impressive amount of pride and unity. From the dancing and the candy bar to the pictures with friends, the seniors have just begun creating memories that will last a lifetime. Thanks to everyone in Student Council who helped create the first of many special and memorable events of our senior year. This is Carly Maddox reporting to you for Monthly Rewind Season 15.
That's all for this month.
Tune in next month.
And every month for more Monthly Rewind Season 15. See you, Township.
Your first day of high school can be very intimidating, but with familiar faces and
Keep Township together with pride. Starting over.
So how was your day today? Well, I mean, in the morning I didn't have my waffles. I had to eat cereal.
Danielle, I'm getting sick of my own voice. I'm getting sick of your voice.
Every day. Hopefully you knew something.
Scrapple is good. Scrapple, some sausage. Hello, how are you? I know. Scrapple is good, but I mean, then first period started. Well, really homeroom.
And then was the decorations, of course, and that took a while. We had to decorate and make the decorations, buy the decorations. It took a
Your first day of high school can be very intimidating, but with
My tummy rumbled in first period today.
So, those of you watching out there, how does it feel? How does what feel, you may ask? Well, you are talking to Nick Ware, also known as Sebastian Yelek. Now, I grew up a boy here in Washington Township. I knew that I was destined for greatness. Do you see these trophies? They're not mine, but they could have been. I was part of something. I went on to become a member of a musical in Washington Township. Not a tenor, not an alto or a soprano, but an overachieving baritone.
All right.
What question is?
Don't be sad and don't send a tear. Monthly read 115, it was Nikki Sandalier.